What is up, YouTube? It is the Ville Outdoors here. Today is June 2nd of 2020. I am here at a private lake. So if you guys are wondering about this spot by the time this video is over, you can't actually access this spot unless you know somebody that lives on the lake or you live on the lake yourself. And you can't really fish it from shore. It's kind of just a kayak spot. So we're gonna be doing some bass fishing today. I got 2 rods with me. I'll show you those when we get to the actual fishing. But right now we're just trying to get to where the bass are at now. Right now it's a little too shallow for bass. Right now I'm sitting in about a foot of water. Just moving this kayak right along here. This is a trophy 126 kayak by Future Beach. I don't have any of those fancy fish finders or anything like that, but it still works for the amount of fishing I do from a kayak. You know, I don't do too much, so I don't need some crazy setup. I don't need a Hobie cat or anything like that. Right now I'm just trying to catch up to my buddy Noah. He launched first. I pushed him in. I just kind of had to scoop my butt right into the lake. But got the life vest right in front of us. Got the fishing gear in the back. So any bass fishing lure we need, I have it. I also have some smaller spinners in case bass aren't really biting and we need to go after like some perch or sunfish or something like that. All right guys, so far we have had no hookups yet, but we are just on our way to the juicy spots.
Pads are here.
Yeah, the lily pads are a little more thick up here, so there might be some bass hanging up in those. This is kind of just muddy bottom over here. A lot of like decomposing hydrilla and stuff like that. The rest of the hydrilla hasn't really grown in yet in this lake. I'm seeing fish pop at the surface, but most of them are probably carp. Guys, we got our first fish of the day. It's coming up. That's a crappie right there, guys. Crappie took the swim bait. How? I felt the bite. I knew it wasn't that big, but a crappie just annihilated that swim bait. Not the target species for the day, but there we go, guys. Little black crappie from the kayak. Pulled him right off the edge of these lily pads right here. About a nice 9 or 10 inch fish. Cool little guy. Alright guys, we just got a picture of Mr. Crappie and he took a little poo on my leg right there, so just gonna let him go right over here. There he goes. Swing off back into the water. He's not gonna mess with that swim bait again. I thought that was a little bass, but crappie took the 4-inch swim bait. That's a 4-inch swim bait. That's like about a little less than half the size of that fish, and somehow managed to hook himself on the swim bait. All right guys, fishing has been slow to say the least. Tossed around the chatterbait for a while. Now I'm back tossing around the swim bait we caught the crappie on, the black crappie. I'm just trying to get a bite from a bass here. The water is pretty warm, so I thought they would be post spawn, like I said earlier, but they might still be up shallow, just wrapping up the spawning, which means be a little bit more finicky. So that could be the problem. I know last year I caught like a 4.5 pound bass on a chatterbait right at the edge of those lily pads we were fishing earlier. But right now they're just not into it. Not into it one bit. So we're probably gonna have to switch it up lure wise here shortly and see what we can do on something a little bit different than what we got going on right now. Maybe something a little more finesse, like a Senko or something. Guys, we're on a fish. Might be a bass. I think that's bass. Oh yeah. Yep, get him up here. There we go, guys. Nice little bass there. I'm gonna land him on the kayak. I know that's not the best spot for him, but I gotta get my rod out of the way here. All right, rod is out of the way, and there is our little bass right there. Nice little largemouth bass. Not the biggest one I've caught out of here, but a fish is a fish. We'll take them regardless. Nice little like 1 pounder. Not a bad fish. He's still got a bloody tail, so that might mean they're spawning. See that? Splitting the tail there. Nice little largemouth bass. Alright guys, once again, here's a little largemouth bass right there. We're gonna let him go right there. Let's get moving back and forth in the water, get the air moving through his lungs. Oh, that was weird. He like jumped out of the water again. Well, we are on the board for the bass today. We are no longer skunked. We got the target species. That is always a good thing. Now I gotta fix my swim bait and get back in there because might have found a pattern. Might have found the pattern. I was gonna switch to a Senko there for a while, but I think after that one fish, we'll stick with the swim bait a little bit longer. If it's not really working, then we'll switch to like a Senko or something like that. But I think we might have figured out that these fish are still spawning up in here and haven't moved out deep yet. That would explain why I wasn't getting too many bites on the chatterbait, or actually any bites at all. So I'm just gonna keep riding along this bank here. My buddy knows about 200 yards ahead of me. I don't think he's caught anything yet, but I don't know. Just gonna keep throwing this swim bait up maybe like 10 feet from the bank. They don't always like push right up against the bank. Sometimes just a little off the bank. You find them on the little drop off. I think that's where these fish are at. So we're gonna go with that pattern for now until we catch another one, because one fish isn't really enough to establish a pattern, but it's a start, and a start is what we need. Oh, guys, that was a better fish right there. He nailed that swim bait. Oh my God, I can't believe I missed that. I don't know if I got that jump on camera or not, but that was a better fish. That was probably 2.5, 3 pounder. We definitely found the pattern though. Up shallow, 4-inch Biospawn Exoswim. I'm just gonna keep chucking this. Forget the chatterbait. I felt the bite. I knew I didn't have a strong hook set on it. I just knew it. And then I tried messing up with the camera to get it rolling because I had a bite. And that fish just popped off, dude. Forget about the camera. First priority is to get the fish. I'll show you guys later. This is St. Croix Triumph. It was a 7-foot rod, but it turned into a 6'6" after a car window cut a few inches off of it. I'm in the grass. And yeah, it's got better hook set power now, I'll tell you that. I mean, I shouldn't be happy about putting my rod in a car window and breaking the last eyelet off, but hook set power is a bit better. And still got enough flex to catch some bigger fish and not break the rod. So I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm not saying you should go put your $100-$200 rod in a car window, but I mean, if you want to, go ahead. Probably not the best idea though. He's gonna jump. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, he's under the boat. He's under the boat. Come on, come on, get out of there. Get out of there. That's a nicer one. Flip him up, flip him up. Oh yeah, boys. Yeah, buddy. Woo-wee. Oh, rod's in the water. Get the rod out of the water. All right, let's open the bail up. Get some slack in our line. Put this in the rod holder. All right, we're good to go. That's a nicer one right there, guys. Whew! That's a nicer one. That's like a 2.5, maybe even 3. On the swim bait, man. Yo! Noah's probably mad. Bass. Like 2.5, 3. All right, let's get a picture of this guy. Nice little largemouth. Let's see, check his tail. His tail's not red. All right, nice fish. Let's get him back in the water. Make sure I'm recording still. Yep. All right, there he goes. Nice peaceful release. Not going to scare the other fish. So that is 2 bass on the board for the day and 1 crappie. Whew. You know, at first it was slow, but I think we might have found a pattern now. Fishing the edge of this grass line with that swim bait. Whew. This is hydrilla too. This is the good grass. This is the grass you want to fish in tournaments. This is nice grass that puts oxygen in the water. Keeps the fish nice and healthy, nice and cool. And we gotta re-hook our swim bait. There's 2 fish on this swim bait so far. 3 fish if you include the crappie. So let's rig this up and get back in a sauce. I knew I had a good hook set on that last fish there. That fish wasn't getting off for sure. I felt the bite and I just pulled up on that guy so hard. Kind of slowed down a bit going down this bank. One thing I'm realizing is I'm not seeing any grass, specifically hydrilla. Bass, if they're up shallow, they're going to be looking for grass or any wood structure, but all the wood structure I've casted on has not held any fish. And the bass I've caught have been in the grass, bass and grass, grass bass. So just gonna look for some grass. Might have to switch up to the other side, roll down the other bank and see if we can get one over there. Guys, we got a fish on. This one feels a bit nicer. He's gonna jump again. Oh yeah, it's a bit nicer fish here. He's pulling me. He's pulling me. Come on, stay pinned. Stay pinned. Stay pinned. Come on. There we go, guys. A little bit chunkier of a fish right there. Holy cow. Oh my God, that's like an easy 4. Easy 4. All right. Set that loose. Put that back in the rod holder. Get this beast unhooked. Look at that, guys. That is a fat fish. That might be a 5. We'll go 4.5. That is a beautiful fish right there. Absolutely brute. Oh my God. is a gorgeous fish. All right, let's get a picture and let's get this guy back in the water. All right, we got a picture of the brute right here. Now let's let him or her go. It's like a 3.5, 4. Easily. Man, I really hope the audio isn't bugged in this video. We caught 3 pretty decent bass and 1 crappie. It's a good day of fishing in my book. All right, guys, we got fish on. It feels big. It's not moving. It's not moving. Dude, it's a snapper. No. Oh my God. Guys, we caught a snapping turtle. Dude, I'm gonna have to cut it. Dude, have you guys ever seen a snapper caught on a swim bait? Because I sure haven't.
Dude, I was like, that's a pig.
Dude, I was like, this thing's gotta be at least 6. And now it's a freaking snapping turtle.
Well, we both have to reply now.
Oh my God, dude, my scissors are in the back.
Here. I got these. I'm not going.
Oh, it's out of his mouth. It's just on his hand now.
You working with him?
Oh, he's digging.
Nah.
Look at that.
Oh, you got that. What's he doing? Yo, you're not putting.
Oh, forget
Oh.
that. Thank you. Guys, the snapper just unhooked himself, but he tore up the swim bait, dude. All right, guys, well, Noah just got his first bass of the day. I don't know if second bass of the day. A solid 3, 3.5, maybe even 4 pounder. He actually had it hung up on a tree branch. He was using a jig, black and blue jig with like a little, what kind of trailer you got on there?
Rage tail?
Yeah, he's got a rage tail on the trailer. Had it hooked up on a branch, got it off the branch. As soon as it fell in the water, there was a bass on it. I've never seen that. Is that your first jig fish?
Yeah, hooked right in the top of the mouth.
First jig fish too. Nice job. All right, guys. I'm gonna fish the rest of this little creek right here, and then I'm gonna start fishing my way back to where we launched the kayaks at. But before my GoPro runs out of juice, or memory, I should say, I want to thank you guys for tuning in into today's video. A little bit of a spitball there. Did something a little bit different today. As I'm hooked up to a fish. Did some kayak bass fishing. I think we got another bass on here. He's not really jumping though, he's staying down. This might be a nicer one. He's gonna drag me right into these sticks. Come on, get out of there. Get out of there. That's not a nice one. Well, it's not a bad one, but... Ugh. Splashing all over the place. Alright, guys. Well, there's our fish right there. Let's let the line out so we have some slack. There's a bass, another 1.5, 2 pounder. Well, what I was gonna say is thank you guys for tuning in today's video. Did something a bit different today. Doing some kayak bass fishing on a private lake, so sorry about your luck, but you guys can't really fish here. But another beautiful largemouth bass. That is our number 4th one of the day. And it's probably gonna be the end unless we can catch another one. They seem like they're pretty loaded back in this creek. So we're gonna take a picture of him, tell him to smile for the camera, and we're gonna let him go. So far, all 4 fish have came on this little Biospawn swim bait, 4-inch, and it has been doing the trick. Oh my God. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you bass anglers enjoyed the video, and maybe you guys that are going to get into bass fishing learned a little bit. Might be going to Marsh Creek on Friday, so we might have another kayak bass fishing video coming up then. But until then, I'll see you on the next episode of The Ville Outdoors. Be sure to like and subscribe.